Why hire an executive coach? I'm Janet Harvey, CEO of inviteCHANGE, a professional coach who engages executive leaders across the globe and have done so for almost 30 years. That question is always on the tip of every leader's tongue. And I think underneath it is often the doubt or the question, gee, if I engage with a coach, does it mean that I have a weakness? Somehow I'm not measuring up, and do I really want to admit that? I often have people who work in the sales industry questioning, well, I'm already really good with people. Do I really need to have a coach? Which might mean that they think coaching is about fixing them somehow, that they're maybe not quite a good enough human. All of that's quite silly. You hire an executive coach because you have decided it's time to up your game. You want to break through something that you know is holding you back from using all of your potential. You are actively seeking to make a change, some big transformation that's because the company has a new strategy, or you're entering a new market, or maybe you're going through a merger and acquisition transaction and it's really clear that everybody needs to make a shift in their mindset. And of course, you have lots of habits that have led to your current success. It's not so easy to break those habits and try on something new while at the same time continuing to be effective and productive. A coaching partnership is one of equal peers. You remain the expert in you and in your professional acumen and in your organizational objectives. When you partner with an executive coach, their acumen is in deep listening, being curious on your behalf, boldly challenging you to step beyond what's comfortable, because everything that you want lives outside your comfort zone. It's in the land of not yet chosen as the path you walk. And what do I mean by that? I was thinking the other day about a CEO who had an executive team that was kind of quiet all of a sudden. They weren't raising new ideas in meetings. They were kind of following the leader and not initiating. And he was really disturbed by this and had no idea really what had happened. How had this occurred? Because it wasn't always his experience. When he hired me as his executive coach, what we began to talk about was, where was his attention changing? Where had it been 6 months ago and where is it now? And how might that have changed the rhythm of his interactions with his direct reports? When did he first notice that that relationship was changing in some way? And how was he part cause or agent? In other words, he couldn't figure it out. He was doing his best to reflect and observe himself, but it wasn't coming clear. And with me as his executive coach, we began to explore what some of those stimulus or influences might have been. And then I spent some time shadowing with him, with his team, watching their interactions. And in our debriefs, he began to see that he'd stopped asking questions and was in big telling mode, which of course is the easiest way to shut down initiative from your team. So that's a small example, but why hire is a very personal choice. And it's one that has to do with you want something different. By definition, that means change. And in order to change, you need to get awareness and insights that are congruent and resonant with what you want, and then have the courage to step forward and make the change in your mindset and action. With the help of an executive coach, you have someone who is both your challenger and your champion to help you sustain that behavior change and produce the new outcomes that you're looking for. Therefore, it's really important to be quite thoughtful about how you select that coach. We have some information for you in another video about that, as well as a download so that you can prepare to select a coach wisely for yourself.